I just spent 3 hours with a new AI tool that has me hovering over a cancel subscription button for every other app that I pay for.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Nick, does this sound familiar? You've got ChatGPT in tab 1, you've got Claude in tab 2, you might have Copilot or insert LLM of choice over here, and you're kind of typing a version of the request into each one. And maybe this one over here is 1% better at this thing, this one over here has got maybe some context understanding of this thing.
Yeah, I want to hear about this thing. You're cancelling your subscriptions? I just keep adding them. So yes, please. What's going on?
Nick, today I want to dive into how we actually use these AI tools, the UX or user experience of AI. The buttons, the widgets, the boxes that we touch to get our AI fix. After 3 hours with Perplexity's Comet browser, I think I've kind of seen what's coming. It's the impact on how we learn, how we might teach, and honestly, how we think. But first, let me paint you a picture of my regular Monday morning. It's 7 a.m. Hi, I'm a hard worker, I'm up at 7. Tab 1, so Microsoft Copilot, I'm like, can you please give me a Monday morning summary? Can you give me my overnight emails? Is there any calendar clashes? Is there any passive-aggressive reminders from Copilot that perhaps I should focus on a presentation that I owe my boss? Tab 2, I've got ChatGPT. I've got working on a workshop outline based on these objectives, copy, paste, wait a bit. I've got Claude open as well. It's working on some podcast ideas and some outlines for next week, copy, paste, wait. Mid-journey, because I've got distracted by the whole thing and just want to look at something pretty. By 7:15, I've responded to the friendly chat boxes that say, how can I help 17 times? My browser looks much like my brain, many tabs open, music playing somewhere, and I have 5 AI assistants there waiting for me to tell them what to do. Again, Nick, this might be post-AI fatigue I'm experiencing here, but I'm not working. I'm portal hopping. There's 5 separate conversations, 0 context carried between them. We are stuck in what I'm calling the request economy.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. So with desktop apps, because I prefer voice as my engagement, but I still find myself copy pasting between, I guess, Wise Counselor Claude and Context Beast Gemini many times throughout the day. And then by the fourth explanation, I've forgotten what I was trying to accomplish, right? And I'm off for a coffee. It's just context bankruptcy. And then after that, some people think they've solved this problem with prompt templates or custom GPTs and done well. These are fantastic, right? But if they're not, you're just adding more complexity on top. So we are essentially, or definitely I am essentially paying subscription fees to be a better secretary to my AI assistants.
Right. And look, they're really good at what they do. These models are incredible. These tools are very powerful, but there's got to be more to life than typing, please analyze this into 5 different text boxes. So I tried Perplexity's Comet browser. It's far from perfect. It's this AI browser that we're hearing a lot about recently. OpenAI is apparently coming out one. There's probably 2 on the market at the moment. And something really clicked while I was using this, because it's all happening within one browser, or the one interface. I've seen examples of it unsubscribe from 47 marketing emails in an inbox. I've seen it plan 3 walking tours in Google Maps, actually using a Google Maps interface and knowing what I like, summarize my shameful 340 open tabs and organize them by project, all done like that. No tab switching, no re-explaining. It had context for what I was doing and how I actually use the web, which is how a lot of people interact with, I guess, the digital space. So there's Comet, and the browser company's Dia is another one that are fighting for this space. I'm going to give it to Perplexity here on how they handle search results. A lot of them are still regurgitating text here. But Nick, the real question is, how did we end up here? Why is everything a chatbot?
It's pure path of least resistance though, right? So text box plus API equals product. So everyone knows how to have a conversation. It feels like we're kind of stuck in the early days of the command line era of AI, right? It's an iPhone moment in reverse. So Apple showed us that touch could be intuitive. Then AI companies went backwards to typing because it was easier to build than to think through.
Chatbots won because they're fast as shit, language is universal, and they demo beautifully. I love this story from early ChatGPT. They'd given people this kind of blank canvas to interact with a GPT transformer, and it had autocomplete there from memory, and nobody actually knew what to do with it. And then they slapped a chat box at the bottom of it and said, say hello, and boom, ChatGPT was born. People know how to actually interact with it. So here's the thing that we're starting to realize, and what I think will be the barrier for us going full cyborg. With these chatbot experiences, you've got high cognitive overhead. You need a PhD in prompt engineering or coding using JSON. There's no ambient awareness. There's no timing. They're helpful, but do they help us explore? Do they help us learn? Do they help us create? Which brings me to the first crack in the wall, Midjourney. That's right, this may be surprising. For those who haven't used it, Midjourney is one of the best AI image and video generators out there. Yes, it does have a text interface, but here's a really controversial bit. Midjourney, I feel, succeeded not because it made better images, although on balance it probably does, but because it killed the chat box mentality. It has buttons, so many buttons. It's got upscale, vary, remix, pan, zoom, just lots of buttons, sliders. They've made thousands of decisions for you so you can focus on being creative, not articulate. So let me tell you the difference. You've got Midjourney. You go into the Midjourney app. I'm not going to touch the Discord for anyone who wants to come at me, go nuts. But you type imagine a cyberpunk koi pond and 4 variations appear, and they appear really fast. You sit there, you hit remix, you adjust the chaos slider, you roll the dice again. I can lose generally hours in kind of a flow state without typing another word. ChatGPT, on the other hand, hey, can you write me a cover letter? Oh, here's your template, sir. Do you want changes? Yeah. I have to then go and articulate what those changes are. With Midjourney, every button says kind of bend me, break me, surprise yourself. With ChatGPT, it is I'll do exactly what you ask, nothing more, nothing less. Loyal servant, not creative partner.
I love Midjourney. They figured out that creativity isn't about being articulate necessarily. It's about iteration, happy accidents.
Great Bob Ross call there.
We're having fun. You type whatever thing you're looking for, or add a reference image, or whatever else it might be, and then it's all buttons from there. The paintbrush and not the art teacher.
You know what I also like? I've actually seen this in Gemini recently, is that when I'm iterating on something or I've asked it to write something, every now and then it's like, hey, do you want me to create a web page out of this? Or do you want me to build this into
Yeah.
a different artifact, a different resource? But I still feel like there's a gap here. And it kind of shows what's coming next. So I'm going to paint you 3 different futures or features. First, we've got the sidecar companion. So this is what we're going to see soon in a lot of the experience. And some of it we're already seeing. So Copilot and Gemini, so in the Google experience, imagine Clippy, but actually helpful. So for anyone who doesn't remember Clippy, it was a little annoying assistant in Microsoft Word that always tried to help you save your Word document, could never actually do it. But what this is doing, it's watching you browse, it's whispering suggestions, it's catching mistakes before you make them. It's a lot of what we're actually seeing in these AI-powered browsers already, contextual, relevant information, and it guides you as you work and learn. Let's part the academic integrity concerns for a little bit here, because how much is it taking along the journey and giving you information versus helping you and supporting you learn. Then we've got ambient AI. So it's not an app that you open, but intelligence woven into everything. So think glasses with little cameras in it. They recognize that you may be struggling with a lecture on Keats and the lovely poetry and the poetry there, and it whispers context in your ear. Or your home. It notices that you've missed your sleep window 3 nights in a row and adjusts your evening automatically, maybe dimming the lights, etc., etc. Sure, they're coming, they will be here, no doubt. But here's the killer app. And I think this is where we'll eventually get to with all these agentic experiences, the intent inbox. Imagine opening your phone tomorrow morning and seeing this. Oh, your mum's birthday gift? It's been ordered and it's shipping to her address. Remember those confusing course materials that students complained about? I've actually rewritten and uploaded them for your review. Just swipe here if you want me to change those. Oh, and also your anniversary dinner. I booked that at that Thai place that your wife mentioned a few weeks ago. Please just confirm your time here. These aren't notifications. They're not suggestions. They're actions that have already been taken with an undo button if needed, but it's there in an app, in an inbox, or a dashboard with easy options. It's a to-do list filtered by reality with contextual responses. Pay that bill? Yes, no. Book that doctor's appointment? Here's 3 appointments that could fit your calendar. This is the experience that I really saw that may be possible with all these AI-powered browsers. We're not stuffing around with connecting to all these systems. I don't know how many apps and sign-up accounts we need to just function as a human these days. The AI coordinates experience like we would. It's just that we're doing something of high value instead.
I think you're absolutely on point. Things like Project Astra by Google is meant to be heading in this very direction. And I mean, if you think about the value add, I mean, how much of our time is spent sort of hopping, as you say, from Outlook Calendar to Outlook Email? You know what I mean? Cross-referencing. I know you're a Notion user, so am I. So there's so much of my work is inside of there. Rather that context switching, if you like, just to reuse that and that copy paste clipboard that you've got in your head to move X from Y. This sounds wonderful. Yes, please sign me up. The immediate objection would be security, privacy. I think most people will absolutely choose frictionless over secure. I mean, how often do people read terms of use and everything else? But then maybe what we might do is normalize AI accounts the way we did burner emails, right? So main serious account for banking, I don't know, tax, whatever it might be. And then a throwaway account for just, I don't know, the weird weekend away. How would you, but no, serious question. What would you do? Would you have a work one and a private one? Would you blend the two?
I think there's a little bit of me that says the cat's out of the bag in some spaces. in that
Yeah.
someone somewhere is connecting the dots of the 30 whatever year old male with this family who lives in this area
Mm.
and what's being served to me. So I think the concern is like, what is my information and data being used for to
Mm.
manipulate me, and what are the other security concerns there? So currently, what I do is I do have AI burner accounts. I haven't connected Claude to my official Gmail account. It does have one, and it does integrate with certain things. But one thing that I found really interesting around testers of the Comet browser was
Mm.
they actually raved about how Comet handled shopping because it had their credit card information and was able to make purchases. There was no friction. Whereas ChatGPT's new agent feature, we discussed this last week, is way more cautious about this. It's asking you to sit there and say, hey, can you approve this? And really bring the human back in. How much more willing people are to give away here in terms of that privacy. We both know that most people would trade privacy for convenience in a heartbeat. Let's look at social media. But what do we do now? Because most of this doesn't exist yet. Or if it does, it's not great. Outlook. I don't care how smart you get. The catering menu from 2022 is not the AI adoption report that I'm looking for. I still don't understand how your search function works. Currently, we're designing AI agent experience to engage with websites like TripAdvisor or Google. These are all the demos that we always see, like we would as humans. If you've ever watched the reasoning chain of Manus or even ChatGPT's agents that came out recently, it's a bit like watching someone learn how to computer for the first time. And it says things like, oh, I tried to scale down and I couldn't. Try again. Or, oh, didn't work, leaving. I'll just try another website. There's a bet here from these tech companies, these AI labs, these frontier firms, that through sheer force of compute, it will get better, that the AI will eventually just learn how to use websites. But I wonder if we eventually get to a place where websites and services are designed better for agents, for these AI platforms to interact with them, versus forcing them to interact with websites like we do. Plus, what does this internet look like when we do this? Just a thought.
It's an extension of XML, right? Like, I mean, in terms of not to get too nerdy, and I apologize for throwing in jargon late in the piece, but I mean, this is the table of contents for a website. This is how web crawling works, which builds into things like Google search and everything. I think you're right. I think the internet will change a great deal.
All in all, we have permission to demand more from these tools. They're great at serving, but what behaviors are we developing when every interaction starts with, hey, how can I help you? And ends with, hey, anything else? So here's your homework. I want you to open up your browser right now. Count your AI tabs. If it's more than 3, you're not using AI. It's using you. Hi, I'm Dale. AI is using me. The future isn't about better chatbots. It's about AI that doesn't need to ask what you want because it already knows. The question is, are you ready and are you going to allow it to let it? Well, listeners, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please leave us a review, share around within your network, and most of all, hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you are at. For those watching on YouTube, we'd love to tell you what's on next week's episode, but we can't. It's a world that moves way too fast. Until then, stay curious, stay intelligent, stay the human in the loop.
See you.
See you.